the Gragas, but it ultimately was the Sejuani once again. And while in game 1 it didn't look too good, maybe the Sejuani is a little bit more annoying than we thought because they kept overcommitting to try to kill her, but her tankiness is just so obnoxious. And Jace does get taken out once again, and perhaps MVP feeling that Sejuani once more.
Yeah, I was wondering if they were going to ban it on red side last time, but I think it definitely makes more sense to take it out here. And we actually see an earlier cannon ban as well.
Perhaps Jin Air feeling like taking the Sejuani once again as a deny pick. Kennen and Jace, obviously very powerful picks into these tanks, can build a Blade of the Ruined King early on.
The rest just got banned by MVP. So if they're not going to play Blitzcrank, we will see something new out of Max. And it looks like Zach and Galio are pretty much permabans.
Yeah, you really don't want to deal with these team fighting tanks. They're so obnoxious to deal with. Galio can enter the fight from pretty much anywhere with his ultimate, and Zach can do the same, but now his Q change, which is somehow an even more annoying skill than before, and his ultimate is just like a transportation beam of everybody as well. Just such a powerful kit right now that until he gets a little bit toned down, I expect this pick to just be permaban.
We saw a lot of Elise bans in both Game 1 and Game 2, and this time MVP, they are going to give that Elise to Beyond. We've seen him on the Elise many times before. Well, they're still favoring the Lee Sin here for MT.
And the Elise and the Lee Sin offer a more traditional flavor to League of Legends that we expect with these two very strong skirmish early game junglers that will provide a lot of action. You know, we saw lots of skirmishing around the red buff and the 3-man with the solo lanes last time around, and the Lee Sin really excel at that. So expect a lot of action happening early game this time around, just like the previous time, but maybe a little bit more bloody with less people escaping with slivers of hell.
So we see the Karma pick up once again, and again, it can be put on the support, it can be put in mid. It's that flex pick, and the Varus, they are going to actually take that away from Teddy this time around.
And I really like the Karma mid because it's such a difficult lane for you to play an assassin or a kind of a wonky pick. You usually want to go into it with a control mage that can safely farm because of her shield, her ability to just deny so much playmaking that Karma mid can control the lane in ways, and your champion pool in ways that not a whole lot of champions can do. Maybe Syndra being the only one that can kind of get away with that, but even her is susceptible to assassins.
So we see the Lulu being picked up here by Jin Air this time around.
Oh, what does that say? What does it say?
Prophet Crumbs.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Gotta make a prediction? Not yet. I'll do it after picks.
Saw some other shots of the audience that did have some Crumbs signs as well. Oh, there we are. This is the guy right here, Prophet Crumbs. There he is. And
a Singe man.
What?
Singe is a pretty powerful pick. He's really annoying. He's a pressure guy. He's a guy.
There you go.
He's the intangible element. He's really good against compositions that want to have a lot of AD carries, that just want to put a lot of physical damage onto somebody, the Ninja Tabis, the Roas, or maybe even the Righteous Glory if he wants to go with that, which is much more common. So I get the ban, right? It makes sense to know the respect Blitzcrank. You don't see that very often.
That's unbelievable. I mean, when you have a support player with a champion pool that deep, sometimes you just got to take away random picks like that. They also do ban the Zyra, so not just the Blitzcrank being taken away here.
And the Gragas being locked away, but we know this is a top lane Gragas, so going with a very safe pick in this time around, not going with that carry, so not trying to have as much attention in the top side of the map, because if Sejuani happens once again, they will be struggling to kill her if they go with that. And yes, it is likely going to be that Sejuani once more in the top lane.
Where's the Jarvan MVP?
Do they have the audacity, the tenacity to do it? Oh, 3 games in a row, ADD. Is this really what you wanted to do?
Well, it's definitely not ADD's birthday, because playing a champion like
I knew it, the bar from Max. Yes.
You called that actually before we even started casting.
That's why that guy had that sign.
Well, it all makes sense to me now, Crumbs. You are the prophet.
So much wombo this time around. But LeBlanc into Karma. Okay, so Karma can lane into the LeBlanc. relatively easily. She can build out Athene's Holy Grail, so that mana regen or that magic resist really helping her out early on, so she can survive the lane into LeBlanc very easily. But Jin Air going with a lot more proactivity this time around. Double teleport once again, and you want to see LeBlanc really make some moves happen. We need to see their engages a lot more often than before. When you have Ashe, they have to be making these picks work, especially there's no cleanse anywhere from MVP. Anybody but Sejuani that gets caught out with any CC will get popped in an instant.
Yeah, so pretty interesting compositions this time around. I do always love the Bard. Definitely a very cool pick to see in these games.
So the interesting thing about Bard right now is that when they added the quest to the items, you can basically be playing a purely non-interactive game with just going for chimes, going for your little quests, and you just show up in lane with more levels than nobody else, and you left your AD carry by himself. So unlikely to happen, but just a cute way to kind of mess around and mess with your AD carry if you want, or maybe even give him a little bit of an XP advantage, because when Varus gets that XP lead and gets to hit that level 6 before, the playmaking potential with Bard in combination is just really powerful.
Yeah, so here you have it. Here's MVP's composition. We see ADD on Sejuani once again. I'm sure a lot of people are happy to see Beyond on the Elise too. And over here, looking at Jin Air, we finally see Lulu coming through, and Teddy will have his hand at the Ashe. CMT on the Lee Sin once again.
Yeah, and it's a composition that hasn't favored Jin Air in the spring split, at least in the LCK. Just this comp needs a lot of proactivity because there is not a lot of wave clear. LeBlanc not the greatest wave clear champion. Same with Ashe. So having that on this team means that they have to be making moves early in. Jin Air really trying to put all the eggs in here into the early game basket. Otherwise, they will find themselves getting outscaled with all the tremendous shields and utility that MVP can bring to the table.
There is one super fan right in the front of the Jin Air side. Oh, someone yelled something extra. I didn't hear that.
You know, you need super fans, man.
Probably about Max.
Super fans make the game. Was he saying happy birthday? You think
Probably.
they rally everybody to sing happy birthday to Max?
Can we get a replay of what that guy said? Production, please. But, yeah, maybe. I'm sure the MVP fans would be down to do it.
That'd be a very humbling moment.
Be pretty cool to see. I don't know if anything like that has ever happened before.
So in Venezuela, when you sing happy birthday, you actually have 2 songs. And the first song, probably about 5 minutes long. And
what?
Everybody knows it. So you do a 5-minute song. It's a really sweet song. But then you add the happy birthday at the end. So it's 2 songs that you do every time you sing happy birthday. And
so the regular happy birthday song at the end?
Yeah, so it's first a song and then happy birthday.
Does the first song change, or is it always the same?
Oh, it's always the same song. You can just add kind of trolly elements to it, but for the most part, you got to sing both songs.
If it's a 5-minute song, then it's got multiple verses, repeated choruses.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys go hard on birthdays, man.
Yeah, you got to celebrate, man. There's not a whole lot to do down there, so celebration's really one of the few things that unfortunately is left, and even that one seems to be going away, but both junglers starting at the Raptor camp and will be going to the red side after the Raptors, so mirrored jungle path will end in opposite sides, and so Elise likely to finish top side and Umpty in the bottom lane. And what these junglers decide to do will determine quite a bit, because that means that their laners that they end up on the side of can play more aggressively.
I'm sure a lot of people are very excited about the Sejuani versus Gragas matchup.
Name one.
Can't wait to see that. Maybe I'm the only one.
Are you really?
That's just like Sejuani with the Dorange. Gragas
with a D-ring.
Yeah, he's gonna pick up 3 D-rings, and we're just gonna sit here, and they're gonna clear waves. And I don't know. Do you have any idea who would actually be favored in that matchup if you had to?
I don't think anybody dies. There is gonna be an early gank onto Kuzan, but what? All right. All right, well, just shows his entire jungle route. So now Jin Air gets to work with a little bit more information than they had before.
I feel like maybe that kind of gank would work against the player of Ian, because Ian, much like Mickey, is one of these guys that would actually dive in and get really aggressive. But against Kuzan on LeBlanc?
Yeah, maybe he was expecting him to distortion in, but takes full advantage. No, not gonna make excuses for it.
Yeah. Well, we have Umti looking for something bot lane, but it's very pushed in at this point.
He's just trying to secure vision in the bottom side. There's 2 wards and Scuttlecraft to make sure that at least can't blast cone or repel over to that the bottom lane can continue to push and have as much pressure as possible onto this lane. And
Max trying to get tricky there, but eats a bit of damage.
Umti will be recalling. Is he going to go for the long swords or the jungle item? It will be the jungle item, so more mobility, more vision, make sure that they can track beyond, and don't allow him to make any early moves, especially in the bottom lane, which is exactly what he has in mind. So a lane gank will be very easy to pull off against this very overextended Teddy.
It's cool to see the difference in the items because he went for double longsword against the Gragas.
And that's when he had that lead. When he had that first blood, he's like, okay, you know what? Let's make the most out of this money, see if we can start getting some kills cooking. And will that actually scout out Elise? No, it will not. So possibly Beyond looking for a lane gank now that the Hawk shot did not find her. Oh, but that well-placed ward.
They're still going to try to flash from Max, actually. The Q does not hit anything. Not even just one person, so.
Whoopsies. And Elise shows once again, and so the laners from Jin can feel comfortable, but she does sneak around. Oh, if the wave connects, there's not going to be follow-up on this.
He lands that cocoon. No follow-up stun. Will they actually go in? He does repel onto Snowflower, but Maha's too far away, and Beyond doesn't have that burst anymore, so he will get away. They do burn the flash, but Max also burned his earlier on.
Jin doesn't want to respond with a teleport of their own. They do have to deal with ADD and perhaps Ian TPing down into the bottom lane. And whoa, a 3-man dive happening onto ADD. They're fed up with Sejuani.
They've had enough to flash away from the Q of MT, but it looks like Kuzan will still pick up first blood.
So there one more dive, and Jin being so aggressive in this early game.
Oh, they haven't attacked her yet, and so they're gonna get the aggro onto Ixu. Will it be enough to actually pick up Ian? It looks like it will be. Kuzan, though, will eat that tower shot.
But that's so worth it. Great execution there from Jin. Very good heads-up play, making sure that Sejuani doesn't get away with the greedy laning phase that she kept having, which is just being very low and using the teleport just at the very last minute. And in the meantime, MVP gonna be going for an Ocean Dragon in return. So good play to answer back with what Jin was trying to do. And this is the kind of play that you need to be making if you want to keep up in a game where one team is making one move. You absolutely have to be on top of making the counter play.
It's just really cool to me to see Jin doing those kinds of very aggressive plays now. You can see how they have changed as a team. They're really trying to get very aggressive, especially early game, making just, map-wide plays like that with the teleports coming in, with the composition that they have, and it pays off for them.
Exactly. They seem to be on a hell path to try to break away from the meme of the really long and improactive games. Is that a word, improactive?
Improactive?
Improactive. I think I just made it up again.
Yeah, I don't think that's a word.
How would you say it?
Maybe inactive, but that also doesn't really work because
lazy. Let's just call it lazy.
Yeah, well, not very active. Unactive? Is that a word? I don't know.
I have to buy a dictionary.
Seems like maybe the first thing you would do when you get into casting is buy a dictionary, but
a lot of rappers got into rapping by having only a dictionary or a thesaurus for entertainment. So wouldn't be a good bad way to get started into a field of using your voice.
Yeah. There's a tip for all you guys out there looking to get
That's how Eminem got started.
Who? What?
Eminem. He had a thesaurus or a
Oh.
dictionary, and I think they just read it all day.
It's kind of cool. It doesn't sound very fun, but I guess it worked out for him. Oh, they're going in here onto Maha. Looks like everybody down there is pretty low on mana except Snowflower.
MT just being a vulture here, waiting to see if Max and Maha get a little bit low. He is level 6, and there are no teleports available, so this fight will be for everybody present, but he does get Chunkaroni'd here.
He gets what?
You never heard that?
Chunkaroni'd, okay.
It's like Chef Boyardee with the chunky soup.
Chunkaroni. You gotta make me some chunkaroni in the future, man. Seems like you're the only one who knows about it.
Oh, that's too. maybe another time.
Well, easiest cocoon of Beyond's life, but couldn't really follow it up. MT with the quick escape.
And the vision here doesn't really tell us much about what these teams are trying to do. It's all over the place. And normally, you want to have all your vision focused on one quadrant of the map. You don't want to have shallow vision in one place and shallow vision in another, because it's hard to tell what's going on, as opposed to having deep vision in one quadrant, and then you can just make assumptions and infer what's going on in the other parts of the map. And in the meantime, Beyond will be invading that red side jungle. He gets that red buff steal and puts a control ward in the back, and that ward might pay off very handsomely in the next couple of minutes.
Can they make something happen onto Kuzan? There's that Elise burst damage. They're waiting for Ian to come on in. Evil Distortion away. They're looking to turn onto Beyond. Sick play there by Jinair to pick up that kill. MT and Kuzan in a bit of trouble, but again, no follow-up. And now Ixu's rotating from top. The flash to Karma. They do pick up the kill.
Deleted right there.
Lee Sin just disappears.
You vanished.
I just love the sound you made.
And for this next magic trick.
That was really cool, though, how the Sejuani actually was able to kill.
They just keep going for kills, and they refuse to just take what they can get. They just keep pushing for more.
Yeah, there wasn't too much action earlier on, but now it seems like they're trying for it. I guess when you go that deep into the enemy jungle to pick up a red buff, those kinds of plays will open up.
Yeah, and it was a cool play to go on that pick, and a clone in the bottom lane will make MVP's bottom lane retreat. They're not fooled. They see her in the mid lane. She's farming.
Not the coolest magic trick LeBlanc has ever done.
Is this your card? No.
It's like, no, I can see you holding my card in your other hand. What the hell?
Oh, magic. You get into magic as a kid?
I was interested in it. I remember one of my uncles liked to do some.
It's always the cool uncles that, that offer the magic trick.
He was like the coolest uncle that I knew, and he was always doing the magic tricks.
That's my dream. I'll be the cool uncle, but it'll be a different kind of magic I'll present to children.
I don't want to know.
No!
I don't want to know what kind of magic you're talking
listen.
about.
That's not what I'm talking about, okay? Jesus.
Okay, all right.
I'm talking about the magic of gaming, all right?
Yeah,
the world of gaming,
That's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Jesus.
We saw some training in the mid lane, anyway.
I can't believe I said that.
It happens. It's your first day.
Yeah.
You get used to it. Ian, he does force the flash out, but he has teleport.
He uses the TP. So now at least that opens up Jinair to make more plays around the map. So double TP. They could go for another dive like they went last time on that turret dive. Probably not on Sejuani with the Spectre's Cowl. They could do it in the bottom lane against Maha and Max. However, there is so much vision protecting them. A control ward in the river, control ward in the tri behind them, and Elise and Karma going for vision together. And finally, this is the kind of synergy that you want to see. Two people clearing out vision together, that if one gets collapsed on, there's somebody else right there ready to help them out in case danger arises.
This time it's Unti's turn. The sick play, the flash
pick. Damn! What? That was sick.
That was awesome. And that's the MT we all want to see, right? They give him Lee Sin for a reason.
This is this guy's first year. He's like turning this guy into a solo queue match. That was such a nice play. And that's what you want to see.
In the booth? What's going on? Look at that bar damage, though.
No meeps on him. Nobody's following him. He hasn't been out of lane too much.
Ooh, the stun.
Sejuani's coming down, though.
Okay, they're going to lock him up.
There's a teleport.
Will they commit is the question. MT is extremely low, and they do force the TP out of Ixu.
And they pull out a dragon. Ixu is here, though. And we'll just have to wait for MT and Snowflower to recall before picking this cloud or ocean dragon right back up.
Yeah, so they force the TP out, which makes it 1-to-1 in terms of TPs because Kuzan still has his, and ADD still kept his, as he did walk down.
But in exchange, MVP just gets the answer with the dragon. They take advantage of the recall times, but Jinair refusing to give this one up without a fight. Kuzan approaching it. There is an Asher, but it looks like they'll likely just tunnel out of this one, so I'm not really sure what the contest is here.
Ooh, ADD's getting locked up. The chains do connect. Sejuani ult comes out, and wow, that's a lot of CC. And there will be no kills, only another dead Ocean Drake.
Pretty much every kind of CC we see being used in these past 2 games, no follow-up. Literally just hits as many people as possible with nobody else to deal damage.
Welcome to the new 7.10 meta, guys. Lots of CC, no damage.
Look at that. Oh,
this play is so cool.
Dang. Oh. Over the wall, too.
It almost looked, he did it so fast, it almost looked like he cued the kick before he flashed.
Yeah, well yeah, that's how you do it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It's so cool. And yeah, there's the play out of MT everybody wants to see.
3-1-2 on him. Looks like he might be going for either a Hex Drinker, which would be pretty good against that triple magic damage, or maybe even that Black Cleaver. However, Cleaver did get nerfed a little bit in 7.10, so I would much rather see him go with that Hex Drinker because we saw just how fast he died to that Sejuani when he overchased.
We have people grouping up towards Harold. Still got about 5 minutes.
We know nobody cares about Harold. He's
poor guy.
You know, you try to do as much as possible to try to make this guy attractive, but some people you just can't solve it.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about the Rift Herald actually, and it seemed like it was going to be a big play, especially towards mid lane. It puts on a lot of pressure, but
I mean, come on. These aren't the best teams in the league yet, right? It's a new patch. Everybody has to figure things out. So it might be that they're just not they're not used to what Herald has to offer to the table. Although even when you get it, you have a 4-minute window to use it. It's not that great, right? 4 minutes is a very short time for you to set up. That's basically recall, get your vision in, and then you got to start making a push right after you kill that. So Herald is a very optimistic objective that when done right gets you the results, but it is an optimistic situation.
And we did see Beyond pathing down towards bot, but no real place to be set up. Teddy used his arrow before, but it was a really cool dodge by Max to actually just keep calm, stay against the wall.
Keep calm and collect times. He has kept calm, but not collected times just yet.
Collected a couple. We'll get out of here. Nice escape.
Oh, he's got three little penguins following him now.
It's really cute. Penguins.
It's like a phone chain.
A phone chain?
Yeah, you know the ones that dangle on top of it where they put like a little cute thing on top of it?
Oh, yeah, you're right. 3 penguins.
Look at Umti. He's just waiting. Oh! He's so dead!
There's the kick and easy follow-up. Poor guy. Umti gonna pick that one up?
This guy's on fire, making MVP look like the challenger team they're playing in promotions here, just all over the place, sneaking into the red side jungle. And Ian knew, right? He's looking for him, but unfortunately, knowing is not enough to save your life. He faced, not even face checks, he's just there in danger and gets collapsed on and killed immediately.
Really living up to the name of a ninja is Umti on the Lee Sin.
Does Umti mean ninja in Korean?
No, I just thought Lee Sin is kind of like a ninja now.
Wait, what? He's a monk.
Oh. Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, never mind.
What?
Oh, okay, got my lore mixed up. We haven't seen Shen picked or banned yet. So.
Shen barely counts as a ninja too. He's like the tank ninja. You usually don't expect ninja tank. At least they gave him the dodge factor to him. But
so who's the real ninja?
The real ninja, it's Kennen and Akali. Akali is really the real ninja, Akali. Like, she has invisibility, she's got crazy dashes and a lot of sharp blades. Like, I would consider Akali the true ninja.
I could see that. I agree with you on that. Max is beginning to pick up some more followers there. I think I saw 4 penguins this time.
It does add up to some damage for him, and it is going to be that Hex Drinker for Umti, so trying to be protected against what the solo lanes and jungler from MVP can bring in. You know, even Maha does do magic damage when he procs that Blighted Quiver, so the item will bring a lot of value to him, especially when you consider that MVP is so heavily reliant on crowd control, and he's packing Merc Treads too.
Yeah, building up those resistances, and when you get ahead like this, you know, some people in solo queue, they like to buy like a BF sword, let's go, Guardian Angel, but actually it's...
You've seen that?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That is...
Oh yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Sometimes it works because people just don't understand how to deal with the Lee Sin. They beat him in the beginning. but it's better to build defensive. And here we go. He's going to kick
Oh,
away
it
beyond.
hit the spiders.
He's going to still chase. There's Lulu with the wild growth and the flash in from Umti. Ian is just super tanky still. Will not be able to pick up beyond.
Just excellent synergy here from Umti and Kuzan, knowing where to find Ian, and he just seemingly cannot get a break here. 1-4-1, trying to stack some magic resistance, but the Karma just not catching a break, and she just has to play so far back to try to be relevant, and unfortunately will have to be relegated to be a complete support bot. But Umti collapsing, there is no kick, but there is a teleport available from pretty much everybody, and nothing happens. They just flaunt their swords and walk away.
It was a good point you made. I mean, all the TPs up, but no kick. It would definitely be hard to make something happen. No flash wild growth from Snowflower, no arrow. And in the meantime, Kuzan is still going to be able to pick up the first turret of the game in the mid lane, nonetheless. So a fantastic pickup for Jin Air.
Exactly. It's all those deaths on Karma that have allowed that chunk damage to happen on the turret. And so that 650 gold going to one of the hardest carries in the game right now. But MVP does answer with a bottom lane turret from themselves. They are pushing here, and Umti will show up. Nice stun there.
Yeah, really nice chain of corruption and the stun. Teddy gets extremely low. Umti is all alone. The TP even comes in. Not even necessary, but they do pick up 2 kills. That should be an easy Mountain Drake follow-up.
Just a greedy play from the refusing to give up the turret. You know, it was almost dead, and now they lose the Mountain Dragon on top of it. They lose the turret, 2 kills. So MVP walking away with the better trade out of this. You know, the mid lane turret, sure, it's worthwhile, but Mountain Dragon, I'll take that any day of the week.
Especially against a team that doesn't have that much wave clear, as you were talking about. If you can get on top of that turret, you're going to bring it down even faster.
Take another look at the replay here. Look at the angle on the Bard Q right there.
Perfect. Just the width of the Bard Q actually hit both of them.
It can go backwards if you hit it, so just a nice little play right there. And Jin Air sitting behind only 2K up right now. What could have been a little bit more is now still MVP, putting up a fight.
And they're hanging in there. They have received or taken out 3 of these elemental drakes. 2 of them are ocean drakes, unfortunately, but still it's going to be useful for these Baron fights when they eventually do happen. If the game is close enough, you know, poking back and forth, those ocean drakes will definitely help them out.
Exactly. It is something to have, right? It's not like it doesn't mean anything, so... Oh, Ian. Not again. Oh. Okay, they will just find Max.
Wow.
Walks away. They don't have any vision on whoever else is left, so it would be unwise to follow up on this because Elise is right behind, and Varus would be capable of collapsing if the fight were to break out.
2 tanks in the jungle. They actually didn't even find each other down there. Blue is still up, but didn't look like ADD wanted to go for it. Oh, and here we go.
No, oh, he does have flash.
He lands it, but it's really just kind of a zoning play. They want to get this top turret.
Exactly. It's good. Keep your eye on the prize. You always go for the objective. Objectives increase your pressure. They mean that they usually offer more gold, and so going for the objective over kills is almost always the right call.
MVP, ADD was looking for a play, potentially, towards the mid lane, but just putting down a pretty deep control ward. They want to keep that play available to them for the near future.
And speaking of the near future, control around Baron, now that it's 20+ minutes, there is that Mountain Dragon on MVP, and they will be able to do the Baron pretty quickly because of that. And so the vision for them is defensive around it, which means that they will feel comfortable pushing forward so that Jin Air does not know where they're placed in their vision. And this will mean that if Jin Air slips up once again, MVP can punish. And they're looking for Gragas, but everybody's ready to collapse. Oh,
well, nice play there by Max. Damage? And they actually landed the stun.
There's a TP from LeBlanc in the backside.
Coming on in, they will commit to the kill onto Ixu. They're expending a lot of resources, but in the meantime, Max gets cornered on the left side, will go down, and perhaps MVP just went a little bit too deep.
blow everything on the tanks these days. When your composition does not pack crazy damage, really using your, especially your heavy crowd control onto a tank without any damage to follow up, then it's almost always going to result in a lost fight for you. And we've seen it happen in Game 1, happen in Game 2, and it will continue to happen until League of Legends is out of existence, because that's just the way the game works.
So you can see everything. I mean, the stuns, the slows from Sejuani, Bard ult, the Chain of Corruption, the Cocoon. Max even flashes over, and he still gets hit by the Q, and Kuzan came from behind with a really nice TP you mentioned. And they still don't take down Gragas. Gragas had half health still.
And the Gragas still lives.
Saddest story ever told for all these MVP fans. Well, at least they have those light up little handheld devices that say MVP.
Small
got something going for them.
Small victories, you know, you can keep that as a souvenir. Who knows how long the battery lasts on those? Because a lot of times they'll be deceptively efficient. I wish my phone had batteries as long as those.
Well, you were talking about Baron Vision, and finally we see Jin Air as the team to take initiative there. And I don't see really any vision from MVP towards this streak, and they will start it.
They were very proactive in Game 1 about it, and MVP did not respect this vision at all. There are no scrying orbs, and they don't have Ashe to scout this out, so they will have to walk into vision, and it looks like Jin Air will just secure this easy peasy, but the Bard ultimate will get the fight started.
Well, they have an engage here, dodging the arrow. Snowflower taking a bunch of damage. Here's the TP, jumping on in. No, that will go over to Jin Air. A nice cleanup there by Umti. Oh, nice stun onto Ixu. Now they really want to come in and engage. The Cocoon lands onto Umti, and there's the Karma speed up. They really want to get some follow-up kills after losing that Baron. Looks like they will take out Teddy, and the rest of Jin Air will get out alive.
2 for 0 for Baron. Could be a worthwhile trade. It will matter what Jin Air does with this Baron. However, MVP will answer back with a tier 1 turret, and that mid lane does offer a lot of value for setting up plays in the near future, especially when it comes to this next dragon. So the Baron, it has to come with the caveat that they must utilize it well. Jin Air hasn't been the greatest at it, so they will have to use this one really well and get some fights going. Otherwise, this will be in favor of MVP, as they're also poised to take a tier 1 top.
Hey, they take tier 1 mid. They get the 2 kills initially, and they will take this tier 1 top unless they back right now.
No, LeBlanc can't do anything to this Sejuani.
Oh, the last of the minions will finish it off, and the other players of Jin Air couldn't get there quite in time. So you can see that the gold lead does shrink to about 2,500.
Took another look at the replay there. The arrow gets dodged out by the repel, but all the focus goes onto Snowflower. And while he dies, unfortunately the Baron does get secured, and luckily for MVP, their composition allows them to chase really deep here with the Bard tunneled. Everybody flashes over, Cocoon connects, but Merc treads allow them to get away. And for an Ashe kill, you know, at least they got her summoned, so it's not the worst.
Yeah, that was a really cool play actually by Ixu that we didn't point out during the fight. He actually cast the spider beyond Elise away from the Baron so that she couldn't smite it, and they were able to secure that. So pretty cool play.
The Cloud Dragon will now be started off by MVP and Jin Air. I like this by them. They really should not be focusing on Dragon. When you have a Baron, you must utilize it to get as much gold as possible. You want to snowball the map really out of control, and so they will prioritize this tier 2, trying to open up the map, get as much gold in their pockets as possible. But MVP responding properly, they must be capable of defending this turret, but they're just nowhere to be found. Varus is not here, so a fight can't be started. What's he doing? This is pushing bot.
He's going for the swim in the river, I think.
Just getting his feet wet.
Yeah. They lost the top tier 2, and they do defend the mid tier 2 for now. Maha finally gets over here, joins with the team.
He will be split pushing bottom. There is another tier 1 available for Jin Air, so they're really looking to do turret destruction duty to get as much.
Turret cleanup duty.
Turret cleanup. Demolition expert.
Yeah. They're looking to get that achievement here in this game.
Oh, I'd love if League had achievements.
Well, they have quests now.
For 3, kind of cool. For supports
for 3
only.
items, yeah.
For 2 people in every game.
Well, it would be kind of OP if there was a quest that was like, get 10 kills, and then you get a bonus. Because it's like, if you get 10 kills, you're already going to have enough bonus, gold, and XP, so.
Yeah, I'm here to have fun, not to balance the game.
Let's not put crumbs on the balance steam it right.
Although I will say, triple D rings, remove the passive. Don't, right? The mana back passive, don't make it unique. It's that easy.
There you go.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
That was easy. Give me the next one. What else?
Why doesn't Sejuani go triple D ring?
She doesn't need it.
She seemed to have some mana issues.
I think her fingers are occupied with the boar.
I see. So you can't wear rings if you're riding the boar?
It was a wild boar that really went out of control game one.
That's true.
It does make some sense.
Well, Jinair's doing their best to try to push in. The Baron buff is done.
They're controlling 2 lanes at once, and now they're really looking to get control of this vision, but there is a teleport available on ADD. There is a here we go, but that is not a great flank ward.
Look at that little damage
won't
she
amount
takes.
to much.
The cask knocks everybody away. Oh boy, Boar out of control again. Here we go.
Every time, man. There's nobody to follow up in any of these plays.
I don't know. It feels like it doesn't last long enough, or it's too easy to get out of if you don't hit it point blank, because it just slows.
The thing is, the range is so long that it's very difficult for your allies that don't have any quick ways to get into a fight to follow up on it, to really make the most out of it. And so it just seems like it's a zoning tool of just like, hey, get out of here. It
feels like a Bard ultimate that doesn't keep everybody there. They just easily run away, and it's like, okay, well, now nobody on my team could follow up.
At least he's tanky.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's basically all the Sejuani has been doing.
Yeah.
It's like a zoning ultimate almost.
Exactly. A distraction. If you blow your cooldowns on me, you're going to have a bad time. Ooh, some nice damage onto Max, but the arrow.
The arrow almost hit him on the backside.
Took the magical journey out of there. Here comes Gragas, though. He does have flash.
He has flash, he has ultimate. He's really looking for something, but he's really hesitating. He's actually recalling right now.
Well, MVP respects the play. Ooh, okay. This could be a good Sejuani ultimate here. Great disengage cast.
Yeah, the Chain of Corruption lands on in. Kuzan taking a ton of damage, went a little bit too far ahead of his team. Will go down. Now it's just going to be cleanup duty for MVP as the rest of Jinair is on the ropes. ADD just extremely tanky. There's the ultimate we've been looking for, finally. ADD does something on the Sejuani.
Cocoon, almost.
Can he land it? And he actually landed here onto the Umti. He does flash and ward jump. Ixu is still running.
You wouldn't think a champion like Gragas would still be running after all that drinking and extreme obesity.
He's on his own magical journey, running away from the scary Bard.
But MVP has such a big wave and no wave clear to answer there. Might be able to push further, but they say no. The death timers are too short. No need to risk it. And still Gragas running circles behind Jinair, and might get to see that replay again. It was a great tempered fate, just super short range. Here we go. It starts off hitting the 2 carries, and just take a look at Max throughout this entire fight. Every stun that he uses connects onto the most important targets right there. Watch this one right here. He's gonna be flash, bam, hits a Lulu once again, keeps her locked down, no CC, and check this out right here, the stun.
Yep. I mean, there's a reason that people say ADD and Max carry this team. It's because they do, Crumbs. In that fight, it was basically just ADD and Max.
Oh, but Baron gets started here, and Tempered Fate does not find anybody. They can steal this Baron, so it is a risky play.
Okay, they're going to turn it around. Ixu actually gaining more health than he's lost. And ADD not looking as tanky as he used to. Will he actually survive on the back end? Looks like he does. But they did have to disengage off of that Baron. Not looking as smooth anymore for MVP.
So obnoxiously tanky. Every time, I feel like Jinair feels like they're closer and closer to killing ADD, but just like the parabola in mathematics, it just never really hits that spot. It's always almost there.
Very true, and now it's Jinair's turn to make their move onto the Baron. They have started it here. They have no Drakes, no Mountain, no Infernal, no anything to help them out with this.
At least he's here, so...
They don't seem too confident.
Just testing the water, see if MVP react, but they didn't even do the diligence of clearing out vision, so it doesn't really amount to much.
MVP grouped up in mid. Seems like Jin should get back in time to stop them from pushing in onto tier 2. You can see Kuzan is immediately going top. They don't really care about that Ocean Drake at this point, and that's going to be the third Ocean Drake going over to MVP.
That's 5 dragons in a game. You really don't see that happen too often, but that means that that Infernal Dragon, that Elder Dragon, when that comes around, most likely going to be much more valuable than that Baron. I mean, such a crazy amount of burn is going to come out of MVP when they get that. And when you're dealing with champions like Varus that can poke and get everybody burned out, it just amounts to so much DPS.
It's going to make sieging at Baron just so easy. They can just chill. If they can actually get into position to clear out all the vision and begin sieging that in the first place.
Even before the siege, it will really force Jin Air's hand in deciding what objective they want to prioritize, because they'll basically have to be following MVP around for what objective they want to go, because Baron, you obviously cannot ignore it, and the Tempered Fate...
Should be an easy cocoon, but he mistimes it. The stun coming out of Max. What did I say about him carrying? He will line that up and gets the kill onto the jungler, and they will immediately start this no smite for Jin Air. Can they pull off the miracle? In comes Kuzan from the left side. Bit of damage being poked out. It looks like MVP actually wants to turn. A little bit of hesitation there for the Magical Journey. Teddy doing an extreme amount of damage. He does get jumped on by Beyond. Will get taken out. Only 3 members of Jin Air remain. Although a lot of low members of MVP. A little bit slow to follow up. Maha will get the crit there onto Lulu. Does pick that up, and they will restart this Baron.
It's like this man can crit on command on the final auto attack, and now this Baron will easily go MVP's way. There is no jungler to smite. And man, once again, he has such carry potential, but at the same time, he ends up getting caught out alone and really just not doing enough for Jin Air. That's just, you can't be by yourself in this stage in the game where one play can cost just so much. And we'll take another look at the fight right here. With Sejuani tanking it, it's not a big deal. There's just not enough DPS on the side of Jin Air to really take down MVP and force him to retreat.
The 4-man Magical Journey jumping right onto Teddy. He was making a case for perhaps even 1 kill onto Max, but not enough.
Crit, 408.
Boom.
Wish it was 404. Error 404. Lulu not found.
He was pretty close to 404 too. He's actually 405.
Dang it.
So close. Well, they have Baron now for 2.5 minutes, and they have all the Drakes in the world. So they will begin this push. It doesn't look like Jin Air can do all that much.
The thing is, the gold is even, and Jin Air just can't do much with this team composition where Ashe is the only real great DPS, and there's such a heavy frontline on MVP with the shields on top of it all. And when you're dealing with Ashe, you just don't have enough damage to be a carry. She's your utility AD, and because there's so much damage from the side, or because there's such little damage from Jin Air, it means that they had to play the early game very well. We talked about it in the start of the game, and unfortunately, too many mistakes from Jin Air's side. And, okay, you're not going to kill AD. He shouldn't even flash. He knows he's not going to die.
That's just extreme safety. You know, he says, okay, I just can't die right now.
He's teasing them. He's letting them know, oh, yeah, I'll flash out. This is the grind. Oh, he does.
This is just unlimited CC, but he still survives. And they used a lot for that. So if Jin Air had one opportunity to go for a counter fight here, I guess this is it. But they are going to give up their turret now. It looks like that will be the top inhibitor as well.
And MVP is so strong in this 5-man group. There's no way for Jin Air to break this front line. Gragas, you saw, he can die real quick, but nobody else can follow up. Is Ashe expected to do damage? Is Lee Sin somehow going to get a kick here? Unlikely to happen in any scenario. And so MVP can just comfortably keep grouping and feel safe knowing that in a 5-man unit, Jin Air just doesn't stand a chance.
T looking to set up something again. Scrying trinket comes down, but oh, okay. Beyond's like, no, I'm just not having any of your BS. I'm just flashing out of here.
I don't need flash to beat you. In a minute and 40, the Elder Dragon will spawn an MVP. If they get their hands on this, this will surely be their demise. All the CC going onto the exit here. The cocoon, the stun, the chain of corruption, the ultimate. The wild growth does keep him alive, but because he's so chunked, there's nobody that can go in from Jenner, and so the siege becomes just so easy. Look at LeBlanc. She can't even hit the champion. She has to go for the backline, but it's boosted by minions, by the Baron power. So Jenner just really needs to go for some crazy creative TP flank here from the Gragas and a real disruption. Any other play will most likely not work.
Question is, when do they want to make that play? What is it going to happen? I guess they can't give up 2 inhibitors.
20 minutes ago.
Yeah. Empty's scouted out here on the right side.
Oh, no, the explosive casket's blown right away.
And he's in the back there with the tempered fade, and here we go. He's locked down for so long. This time they will finally kill him. And
great ultimate, though.
Oh boy, that's just going to be lights out for everybody on the side of Jenner. Teddy all alone, trying to be the hero. Will not happen. It looks like MVP's in a fantastic spot to take game 3.
That's going to be it for them. The death timers are too long, and 5 kills for 4. This will definitely be game 3, and MVP very convincingly showing up here. What we thought was this coordinated team really showed up game 2 and proved us wrong in game 3, taking out Jenner in under 40 minutes.
There you go, game 3, the TP's coming down. They want the extra KDA coming into LCK Summer, but game 3 will go over to Team MVP.
Yeah. The first cast, woohoo!
Yeah, we did it, man. And MVP, they did it too. Their fans seem finally really happy. Max carried pretty hard today.
Yeah, he had a great series. He had 3 different champions, Thresh, Blitzcrank. Oh, come on, man.
Come on, MT, you're still good.
He's a diamond in the rough. He's got to polish himself. And promising player, but it does get to him, right? The beginning of the spring split definitely got to him again, but I personally really like seeing these players that get very emotional, because while the losses hit them hard, they fight back with such tenacity that they can just put on crazy performances and really give you a lot to hope for what their future holds for such a young career.
Tell he really cares a lot about this, and he's feeling the pressure. And he had some really intense zoom-ins on some of the other Jenner players. Oh, he's still feeling it.
Somebody give him a massage or something.
Well, Team MVP is full of massages. Baja had a pretty sick game. I don't think he died a single time. On that Varus, Chain and Corruptions were always landing. Not too hard on a team filled with that much CC.
Not always, but let's see. Let's take another look. Oh, here. Yeah, this was the defense from Jenner after they got that mid lane turret. A little bit greedy and trying to defend that, and the chains coupled with the Bard Q will take down 2 people. The Ignite takes on the Ashe, and Umti, he was so strong. All that magic resist, but not enough to defend against 3 people.
Here again, Jenner, they try to go for the Baron, and they do secure it. Really nice cast by Ixu, but the chase nets MVP 2 kills in total and then 2 turrets. So actually the Baron difference afterwards was 500 gold in the favor of MVP.
Wow, yeah, well, unlike game 1 where they didn't really respect it, they actually prepared and were in a position to follow up. And this was a fight that really sealed the deal for them. At this point, they were just so strong that the front line could not be dealt with. And the CC from Max here was just so well done. Everybody was capable of landing CC and the follow-up, and the damage was there. And that's what you wanted to see happen. This is exactly how the CCs ought to be played. And finally, we get to see MVP really executing properly, and this is the play that was really getting Umti down. This was the one that cost the Baron, that likely cost them the game in the end, but you can never really focus yourself on one play. You know, you could always have done better, you could always have done something differently in every stage of the game. Your allies could have helped you out, so getting yourself down over one play helps you improve, but it's League of Legends. One play never makes a game.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, there were lots of mistakes made by lots of his other teammates as well, and even on the side of MVP. So hopefully he picks his head up for next series. No doubt he will. Nice crit, Maha. You're doing well on that ADC so far. And we will be having an MVP interview in just a bit. This is the first day of LCK Summer, so the whole format of everything was changed up a bit. So stick with us, guys. We're not going to commercial just yet. And we will have that interview in just a bit. We'll let you know when that does start. So what are you feeling about MVP? I mean, they showed up kind of lackluster in the first game, but they pulled it back together.
They definitely need a little bit more cohesion. I like what they're doing towards the end of the game, but Jin did not put up much of a fight. You want to see a team that be met with enough resistance so that they get tested and really feel under pressure, because maybe game 1 the nerves got to them, game 2 they started loosening up, in game 3 Jin really felt like they dropped the ball in a lot of areas. And we're going to take a look right here at the result. If you didn't know, MVP wins 2-1 against Jin in under 40 minutes in game 3.
Looks like there's not actually
enough room for the Dragons.
For the 5th Drake, the 3rd Ocean Drake that they got. Not giving MVP enough credit.
We need to have exponentials added to this so that we can actually do the math on how many Dragons MVP got. And the control from Jin on these Dragons was just not there. And take a look at the damage, 24,000 from Maha there. Lots of DPS on Varus, a very strong pick. No longer a poke champion, but just really good at tearing down tanks and anybody else with that Blade of the Ruined King. And
look at the LeBlanc too. The damage less than Gragas here. Not really shining all that much. As you said before, really just not able to get into that back line and do that pick damage that LeBlanc does do.
And it's just so hard when you're dealing with... It's just so hard to do damage when you're dealing with a Sejuani that's in front blocking everything. You have a Bard that will stun you the second you get in, and even the shield from Karma.
So guys, we are going to jump into the interview in just a moment. Not going to reveal it just yet, but once this does start, we will have a translator get to work for you guys, and it looks like it will be revealed right here. So our MVP is Maha, 6-0-7. An 81% kill contribution.
He gets 100 MVP points. First guy to get MVP points. You think those add up to whatever the team has going as well? Like in-house points, maybe you get to pick a new champion for getting MVP points, right? Because their team's
I hope
MVP,
so.
Because their
really
team's
hope
MVP, so you get MVP points, like brownie points.
I guess that makes sense. Hope he gets to play something ridiculous. Maybe we'll see a Callista in the next game.
And you were right, he did not die. 13 KDA, 81%
Play there,
kill
and
contribution.
here we got Max
really
for
solid
the
performance. The
Just
bottom
hold in
lane
a
from MVP putting a lot of work today, and it's promising to see them have so much success.
So here we go, guys. We're going to go
Max.
straight into the translation of the MVP interview.
The first question, he won the first match, and also it was his birthday, so any message for his fans? Yeah, I think it was a gift from the sky, so he feels really happy for it, and he wants to thank all of his fans. After losing first game, they took the game over, so was there any special feedbacks? So we all said, let's just keep on working on our jobs, and let's just not care about losing so much, so we just concentrate doing our works, and that's how we make the win. He especially played Blitzcrank really well. So how did you think about the champion? So he thinks the champions with hooks are really good. So he can really hook a lot of champions without dashes, so he can make a lot of kills, so he thinks they're really good. And his fans sent him a lot of presents, but he's still happier that he won the first match. And for the next match with the Evers, this Sunday, those who promoted to the LCK right now, how do you feel about it? So, they're still strong, but they got a lot of work to do, so they are not really that as strong. They got still a lot of work to get improved, so they're confident. So the last match is for the fans, is that they're trying a lot of work to do some new stuff, so he wants his fans to keep giving the support and love. Thank you. And this was the interview.
So there you go, guys. That was the MVP interview. Unfortunately, we weren't able to hear that at the same time, so hope you guys enjoyed it. That was our translator, of course, Jisun, helping us out with the translation. And that's going to do it. MVP taking the 2-1 over Jin. So, how are you feeling after that?
Oh, great. I mean, I kind of wish I knew what Maha was saying, but let's just assume he said, yeah, I totally kicked ass. I definitely deserved MVP. And I'm going to go out and now celebrate birthday boys Max's victory. Glorious day.
Yeah, I think that was actually Max that was doing the interview as well. So I guess it makes sense because he did get the MVP the one time. I think it was game 2 for his Blitzcrank, and then he's doing pretty well. You guys also get to see all the fantastic people that joined us in the audience running right in front of the camera. So a lot of nice faces for you too. But guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in about a half hour with KT versus Longju. We'll be back.